February 12th, 2012. Hello, diary. My name is Caterina. I'm in second grade, and I'm in elementary school. I have a swollen finger, so my handwriting's not so good. I hope you like my introduction, because I'll be writing important things in here every day now. Good evening, everyone. Hope it's been a good one. My name's still Kat, but I'm 16 now. This is me before my 8th birthday, when I received a thin, spiral-bound journal and began to write in it periodically for the next 8 years. Oh, great. Dear diary, I want to be a Girl Scout. I want to deliver cookies. It's like reverse trick-or-treating. Oh, by the way, sorry for not writing in so long. I just got busy with life. You might have to get used to it. Good night. I treated this little book as my sole confidant, a silent friend who waited patiently for my next entry. Virtually no one has seen the contents of it, and even I forget about it sometimes. July 28th, 2012. Dear diary, today Dad took me to an amusement park. I've been waiting my whole life to go. Life is good. Love, Kat. Tonight, however, I would like to share with you a bit of the life I've documented. October 19th, 2013. I really wish there was someone I could talk to. I think I need a friend. I was 9 years old. A crushing sense of loneliness had settled around me, one that would refuse to budge for many years to come. November 1st, 2013. I'm so stupid. Wish I could just die. I deserve it. Again, I was 9 years old. Around this time, I became aware of this persistent nagging in my gut. And it's not uncommon. I felt unworthy, ugly, useless. I would wallow in self-pity, and I became decidedly antisocial. December 28th, 2014. So I've been doing some thinking now, and I'm in 5th grade, so I've had this diary for 3 years. Also, I read a ton of stuff, and they all say the best way to let your emotions out is through a journal. By now, you should know I let a lot of emotions out. I suppose this is because in the past I've made a lot of mistakes which still impact me. As I read everything through, I had noticed that a majority of my entries had an incredibly negative tone. It was almost as if the only reason I kept a journal was to document the low points in my life. April 26th, 2015. April 26th, 2015. I'm really sick of my life. Nothing good ever happens to me. The American Psychiatric Association found that about 50% of mental health cases begin by age 14. Even before this, around 1 in 40 children in the US display signs of childhood depression, and this includes kids younger than 10 years old. August 28th, 2017. I'm really tired of never being the best. I began to cynically refer to myself as a jack of all trades. I had too many interests and way too little time. This became stuck in my head, and it really bothered me. You know, jack of all trades, master of none. Soon, I entered high school. The sudden necessity of honing my skills, discovering a passion, and planning for the future only ever resulted in one thought. January 9th, 2019. You know, I really have no idea what I want in life. Despite this, some things had begun to change at this point. I began to open up to more people and become more accepting of myself. I had realized that I was happier in a way that I wasn't when I was younger. August 15th, 2019. I think we all need more love. Everyone does. I know it's what saves me. This is cryptic and pretentious, maybe. This was the last entry I've ever made. This past year has presented one of the best periods of my life. I felt more confident and sure of myself in ways that I've never been before. Put quite simply, I've learned to enjoy my life. Unfortunately, not everyone's situation turns out in quite the same way. Moving into our adolescent years, signs of mental health deterioration become more apparent. And we can see this among each other. Family issues, pressures related to school and relationship issues are just some of many causes that can potentially worsen moving into the teenage years. A 2017 report by the Child Mind Institute found that around 1 in 3 adolescents will develop signs of an anxiety disorder by age 18, while the World Health Organization confirms that globally, over 264 million people are affected by depression. And let me be clear, that being said, if you believe your signs are serious, I do urge you to reach out or seek professional help. Now, there were many things, or various things, influencing my mental health back then, namely family issues and self-image, etc. Nowadays, nothing really has changed. Or what I mean to say is, my situation, it seems, has more or less stayed the same. But internally, something's clicked. Something that has enabled me, personally, to grow and mature into a better person. And I hope to continue this way. See, my life has taken a turn for the better, and I'm thankful every day for that. The question remains, however, what this means for you. So, a quick search on the internet will give you a one-size-fits-almost-all plan for becoming more physically healthy. You know the drill. Eat clean, move more. Well, I'm sorry to say, but there is no diet and exercise plan that can help relieve us of our mental weight. We are all much too complex and much too distinct from one another for me to confidently prescribe any one thing. But here's the good news. Something has already clicked for you too. You see, life in one way or another has put you through the ringer, and yet you're here. You and the fight you have already put up. What this means is that so far you've found ways of picking yourself up and moving on. Now, I want you to recall times and think about times you felt lost or upset, scared, confused. How did you get out of this? For example, when I personally took time to think back, I realized that I've incorporated new ways of living. I've joined new sports, I've made an effort to meet new people. Starting from a young age, I've used a journal for self-expression. I've fallen in love with music, and through the years, I've discovered various forms of self-care. Keep in mind, too, that there is no cure-all for everything that you may be going through. What it takes is time, primarily. But during that time, you are active in the healing process, cleaning and dressing your wounds, because I will tell you, there is no one who can take care of you the same way you can take care of yourself. So, think again. What do you tend to do? Identify the things you've learned and now apply the past. You probably notice that you turn to similar things each time. What are these continuities and how can you implement them today? How can you tweak them, improve them, mold them to fit the person you've grown into and your current situations? Here's a few examples of what I've found. First, I'm a surprisingly social person and gain inspiration from being around others. Second, I love exercise and it has never failed to put me in a better mood. And lastly, I personally value facts and information that help me understand my world in a more clear-cut way. So nowadays, I know that being in the company of friends can help me understand my problems in a new perspective. Second, I remind myself that although it takes up more time after school, going to practice is always a worthwhile endeavor. And lastly, I remind myself to always take time to do proper research about anything before I cause myself unnecessary stress. I'm not living a perfect life, nor can I even hope to completely eradicate hardship from it. And again, on the outside, it seems that little about my life or my situation has actually changed. But the difference now is in the resilience that I've learned to gain from these times of struggles. Looking back upon the struggles I've faced, I realize with satisfaction all the valuable insight that I've gained. Insight about myself, or my world, or the people that I love. So, you too, whether you've thought about it or not, and regardless of your age, you too have been through adverse times, and you've already made it out of them. You have so much strength, certainly more than you realize, and you've made it so far to make it to today. Congratulations, and thank you.